Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Wright State Esports as our gold team is facing off against the Minnesota School of Engineers Raiders. And the first match is going to be on Ilios, as Wright State picked Ilios with a Zarya ban, and the other Raiders decided to ban Sojourn, as this is the first week of NECC with the full new characters, as there are 5 of them. We have Ender right now sitting on Emery, who is one of them, 3-round burst hit scan, very Halo-esque. Devol is on Jetpack Cat, another one, as there is a pause going down. For the roster over on the other side, we are seeing a Domina as the tank, which is the new tank. It's a very close-range hyper-poke tank, which is very interesting to see as we start to get back in to the game. Very quickly taking the Jetpack Cat Kiri as they Jetpack Cat their own Domina over a free flight character for Jetpack Cat, really able to get some strange little poke damage. So we have Adverse Puma sitting on the Genji right now. D.Va dives onto the high ground. Puma gets first pick on the McCree as the D.Va goes in towards point, really focusing on that Jetpack Cat to try to get her down. Suzu has to be blown as Devol is very, very low. Just trying to float around point as much as possible. Adverse Puma goes down, but not without taking the Kiri in the exchange, as sort of playing a little bit split. The dive, Jetpack Cat on Jetpack Cat Violence, as Devol will just go away, as the Boop ability will get the D.Va off the map. Jetpack Cat just trying their absolute best to do as much damage as they can. Absolutely insane 2K for the Genji before Jetpack Cat finishes off another. Ender gets one, and Lynx will finish off the team in a team kill. About 50% now for the Raiders. As ult charge wise, we have our first ult built up. Unfortunately, it's not for Gold Team here, as it is the Domina that has chat. As really forcing into this room here. Devol quickly getting away. D.Va and Genji are low for Wright State. Self-destruct goes out. As Emery also does too. For Ender. No one really going down despite double ult usage. 3 go down for the Raiders, as it is just their Jetpack Cat and their McCree alive. Their Cassidy alive, as Wright State will win that fight. Progress over 50% now. As a little bit of a high ground setup here for the D.Va Genji. Emery sitting on the low. Domino will push in and get them to jump off high before D.Va gets back there. Taking cover. That shield is very obnoxious, as 225 hit points per barrier, as Rep will get one, Devil will get another. Devil has the name of this Jetpack Cat written on his wrist, as everyone goes down for the Minnesota School of Engineers Raiders team. Will they be able to touch, as the Jetpack Cat quickly goes in, gets a very slight touch. Dragon Blade and Kitsune come out, as Genji will have to be quick about it. Cassidy ult will come out, gets D.Va DM'd. There's a ball now on point. A really crazy thing, as 2 go down, and Jetpack Cat just gets the kill with the ult, carrying the ball off of the map, as Wright State will capture first point of Ilios. Really strong and structured team use there for gold as they take on this Raiders team. As we get a quick look at the scoreboard, Puma 16-1, as we have, unfortunately, a DC that causes a pause. But that will be first point on this first match to Wright State, as we wait for them to come back. I will be right back with Wright State Esports. We will see you in just a short amount of time. All right, welcome back, as the tech issues are resolved, as we look to get back into this first match. Very first point going to Wright State, as a very back and forth battle to start before becoming a 50 1 to 100 point for Wright State, as the D.Va now going on the side, realizing team is a little bit back further. Going to take the dive backwards, chasing around the Genji, as back with team is everyone else. D.Va is in there as the Jetpack Cat does get there. Do a little bit of damage both ways. Rep goes down quickly, but is well recovered by the supports. Wright State almost capturing point. That little touch there. Domina is extremely low. Domina is diveable. The Domino goes down, and so does the Kree and the Kiri. Jetpack Cat trying to get away, and will not, as Devul does what he has been doing so well. I want to know how many specific of the kills on that Devil has right now are on that Jetpack Cat, as they will swap to a Winston now, as they will mirror the comp to a T, other than the fact that D.Va into, or Winston into D.Va, as the Winston just sort of dives the D.Va here. D.Va really getting in there, not really able to do a whole lot with Genji and Winston, as about half health now. Devul builds up that ult charge now, as Devul, for a change of pace, gets picked off by Hyper. D.Va demeched now, just trying to do their best as they will get taken down. Genji really still in there, trying to gain some ult charge as well. Someone still on point very quickly, as Lynx will die and give up point. 66% now for the point, as the Raiders will take first crack at their bar. Rep really low, really fast. They do have a D.Va bomb out though now, as they focus in on the Kiri. Gets the Kiri, no TP. Kiri is very low, trying to chase after that Kiri, as Emery will go and get some ult. Will take out two. Winston really trying to dive, as the Winston will go down. Jetpack Cat now will follow in tune there. Emery is still holding a slight angle, however, not getting much other than a little bit of tiny poke damage each way, as Wright State will retake at 80% now. 3-3 ult charge with enemy Emery. Dragon Blade will come out for each team, as the enemy Genji and our Genji will both get picked. However, their Kiriko and Jetpack Cat will go down, and it's just now the Winston who will now follow, as that'll be a first game win for Wright State, as it was 2-0. So very strong performance. Very strong performance for Wright State, as already with the map pick, Shimbali Massacre, or Shimbali Monastery, I should say, for the map pick, as it was a very strong match for Wright State all around. Well played, as it seemed like the Genji would not die. Cole only died twice. Verse Puma died twice in that map. One of them was on that Ruins with the Dragon Blade in hand, as he was deflecting, and then immediately once that deflect went down, there was no chance of survival. As we get Shimbali Monastery going into game one. First point went to the Raiders, as we await bans for the Raiders side of things. Because I believe, actually, I believe Minnesota gets first ban here. I believe it's map and first ban. I could be wrong here, but as we await bans, we will take a very short break. We'll be right back once we're about to head into map number 2. See you in just a minute. Hello, everybody, and welcome back in as we get a Reaper ban from the Minnesota School of Engineers as Ramatra is banned by Wright State Esports here, as first attack will be going to the Engineers here, as the Minnesota School of Engineers Raiders will be looking at a potentially Widow, probably a joke pick. However, we are going with almost a Spitfire combination in a way, with 2 turrets. Get Averse Puma on the Torbjorn and Ender on the Bastion. Domina for Rep, Devol on the Yari, and Lynx on the Baptiste. As they will be running a Widowmaker, trying to get first pick. They will not get it, and immediately swaps over to Genji now. The double turret will be very interesting going into a Genji, especially as there's also Zarya now in play for the Raiders. They banned Reaper, trying to, I'm assuming, get rid of the Reaper Zarya strong combo, as Puma will set up a turret, as Zarya is on the other side. The Ashe is really trying to get rid of the supports here, as the Bastion is extremely low, gets dove by the Genji. Immor field is out. Ender gets first pick on this fight with the Genji going down, as Bastion. Kiri will use Suzu on the enemy side, as Versus Puma will be keeping the Mizuki at bay. Mizuki is another character new that we did not see in the previous match. So the only one not to have been seen so far is an Onron. As Cole will go down with the Zarya pretty well charged. The BAP window does come out. Ender will get the Mizuki out of the way. Trying to take some space on point while Rep on tank just tries to push them back, as we've developed fairly well ult charge across the board here for Wright State. The Raiders are coming up on pretty good ult charge as Grav will go out and it will get the Bastion, but it also will get Immort fielded. The Vul will get the pick on the Ashe with the Iari ult. So only one ult used in an Immort field cooldown and made the Grav completely ineffective, as trading one ult for essentially one ult. Genji deflecting there. Domina is pushed in and Cole Puma will take advantage. Rep ult will come out and will get the Kiriko. You can't deflect my beam, Genji. Ashe is one. Gets the shield around the Bastion so they don't die. Immediately almost takes a crystal from the Domina switch now. We're coming up on another BAP window already as well, as only 45 meters have been pushed for the Engineer Raiders over here. Immediately going in, Bastion will ult all around point. It will get no one. Tired gets Ender on the Genji, or Gender will get Ender, who is playing Bastion, went down to a Genji. Wright State sort of backing up, knowing that they're down one. This Tired will get another pick on another object. This time the gets stunned into the Bob, as Bob is very, very low. Backing up now is the Domina, still giving them pretty good space. As the Mizuki ult will go in and Tired will Genji ult. However, Torbjorn ult will get one as well as another one, as they can't afford to do that much. Ilari ult will come all out, dropping ults as much as they possibly can, as this is last touch, as 86-meter push for the Raiders, and fairly well defended by Wright State here. As we get a quick tab in, we'll see that Ender has died twice. However, it hasn't really mattered, as the Raiders team just has not been able to push that far in. Versus Puma having a phenomenal day so far, 7-1 in this first defense, as Ender now on the Soldier, versus Puma on the Venture. I don't know that they play Venture, but Domina does get stolen away by the Vul here. Going to be looking to drop her pretty quickly, as they do look to go to a Wu Yang for Hyper, and for Bucket going to a Bastion. Two fairly well-ranked teams throughout, as I believe 3 of the players in the previous comp season were ranked GM for the Raiders, as Jaden on the Soldier getting taken by the Jetpack Cat is getting followed by the Genji, but is going to be playing very, very deep in the team, and is going to be the responsibility of the Jetpack Cat to try to keep him alive if he needs help. Verse Puma gets one, just barely couldn't close off the Kiriko, as he will instead go towards the Genji. Lynx hitting the final blow on both, as Verse Puma will go back to point and be Cart Princess. Ender getting carried as Soldier. The idea of a Jetpack Cat just zooming a Soldier into the back lines and then hitting you from the backside pause is a insane idea that sounds absolutely devious to go against, as Devil will go very low but will be able to pull back up. Suzu used, they have no immore abilities. Diving after the Wu Yang now. Wu Yang will go down as well as their Bastion. Kiriko going down to rockets. It's just the Genji and the Domina alive now, as Domina and Genji will fall in quick succession, as they're going to try their absolute hardest with Lucio's speed, but I don't believe they'll be able to get a touch in. Just barely with the Lucio speed able to get a touch, but they walk off the point for a second victory for Wright State. As with this play of the game, we get Verse Puma currently 2-0 now for the Raiders, as Verse Puma gets play of the game here. We will take just a very short break before coming into match number 3. See you in just a minute. As we are back in New Junk City for a Flashpoint map, as the Wright State Raiders are up 2-0 so far. However, this is not the time to let up, as anything could happen in these next game. Next win for Wright State would mean 3-0 victory against the Minnesota School of Engineers as we get ready for New Junk. It seems we're going to be running a Diva comp again. Ender on the on-run. First time we have seen her tonight, as currently it is Ender on on-run and Puma on the Cassidy. Rep on the Diva, Jetpack Cat, and Juno for Lynx here. As we make our way to first point, looking at a Moira Lucio combo. Zarya Reaper, such a strong combination. As trying to get the point, they get there earlier with Lucio speed. Cassidy sort of getting chased by the rest of the team. Will go down as not a whole lot that they can do now. First fight getting in there. Will go down. They are down both DPS. It is just rep on the Diva. It is just tanking 2 supports as the Minnesota School of Engineers will head to point. Diva will come in to contest for just 2 seconds. Point will be officially taken by the School of Engineers. Jetpack Cat really getting aggressive here. Manages to get out just in time. Keep their team safe. Diva already almost at Diva Bomb is insane. The fact she has a Diva Bomb and we are only a minute 20 into this match is insane. The Moira also gets one, gets an ult. However, the Genji and the Zarya are dead. Stalling point out as much as they can here. Cole on Cassidy will pop High Noon. Devol will go down on Jetpack Cat though. Ender will get the Reaper before failing to fall back against the Genji. It is a overall fight win for Wright State, however, and point will be taken for Wright State's favor. As still running the Diva into the Zarya is an interesting thing to me. However, immediately going low, having to use Bomb. Reaper ult will get 2 on the Minnesota School of Engineers, and then Ender will follow suit right after getting an exit pick on the Genji. It is just our Diva who will then follow suit, trying to get a support exit pick, trying to hide as best as she possibly can. However, she will go down. 90% now for the Raiders on point, as another fight victory should mean a quick first point for them. However, you have to do it somewhat quickly, as 80% now for the Raiders. Going in on the off angle, no one is protecting point. Diva and Onron and Jetpack Cat are all on point as they take out Cole on the Cassidy. It is going to be a 4v5 fight, as Moira also already has another ult. You're gonna have to... I don't know what you can do if you're Wright State here. Juno ult comes out. However, it won't matter, as everyone will go down. First point will go to the Raiders, as Cole will just get dove on again. This Cassidy has not been kind. A kind character to play for Cole versus Puma here, as they will swap to Soldier now, as they are effectively the hit scan in this moment. Onron is developing ult pretty fast. The swap to Zarya and speed for the Space Jam comp for supports, phenomenal, as Ender just trying to get as much poke damage as they can, develops that ult, will charge in, get the E off, will use the dive, will get the enemy Lucio before just diving around. Gets into a room with a Reaper, and it does not go over well, as Verse Puma will try to survive as two of them dive on him and won't catch wave. A very rough map so far for Verse Puma, as Ender will swap to the Bastion now, with him going to the Reaper now. Still Zarya basically mirroring the comp almost, except for Bastion over Genji, double hit scan, or Bastion over Genji, and Moira over, or Juno over Moira. Genji ult from Tired will get Devol on the Lucio, as well as Rep on the Dragon, or on the Zarya. Quad kill for Tired here, likely to be play of the game, as that will be second point now for the Raiders, as one more and it'll be a certified victory for the Raiders. Want to do their best to reverse sweep this map the best they can, as it'll be a tough job ahead of them. Already engaging on Zar. Zarya is extremely low. Zarya will be low, but Reaper does get one with his ult. Genji cannot deflect the beam, as the Reaper just falls on point. Moira ult will come out. It will kill our Bastion. There are 3 dead now for Wright State. It is a perfect opportunity to just destroy Rep on the Zarya. Coming up on basically almost every ult if you're Wright State. And if you're the Raiders, you only have 2 in your back pocket. You're at 95-ish for grab, and you just accrued beat. Bastion ult will come out for the Raiders, or for the Wright State Raiders. Beat will come out to try to save the Raider team. Both beats match. Orbit now coming out, as they have to do everything in their ability to take this point. Reaper will go down, as well as the Lucio and the Genji. Wright State will take the point, but at what cost? You have used 4 ults now, and not really winning the ult advantage now, as all you have is a Death Blossom from Verse Puma. Granted, really the only thing is going to be able to charge is Blade and their Blossom, maybe their Moira ult, as Reaper will go down with a first pick by the Raiders, or by the Wright State Raiders. They are now down 1, just trying to hold this angle as best as they possibly can. Reaper getting there. A great perk choice by Lynx with the Infinite Blaster while dashing. Moira ult will go out. Reaper ult will get the Genji and the Moira. It will get the Genji, especially important right before they develop ult too, so they are not able to Dragon Blade win that fight, and they waste the Moira ult as well. If you're Wright State, you're now coming up on Grab and Bastion ult. So you're able to potentially match them in this area now, except for they still have the advantage of 1 with the Lucio Beat coming on live soon. Reaper forced to use... Reaper being forced to use the Fade without getting fully away. The Zarya will go down for the Raiders, followed by the Lucio. Moira is 1. The Reaper will then go down, as Wright State will take this point first. As we know, it is 2-0 for Wright State overall in the in the full match. However, for this map, it is 1-2 for the Minnesota School of Engineering Raiders. Bastion ult will come out. on the grab and the beat, as Rep will get a hold of that Zarya. And then the Moira goes down in turn. Reaper getting in there, able to get their Lucio as well, and staggered away from their team too, as the Minnesota School of Engineering Raiders will just back up, try to get a one last push in. 80% now on the point for Wright State. You're accruing 3 ults to their 3 ults as well. We'll see how those get used, if at all. Zarya getting extremely low. Beat coming out, saving the Zarya for now. The grab, as they will dump every ult in the game, as it's just Cole and they're on point, as it's just the Lucio now. Lucio will go down. There's a second point victory for Wright State. Very last point of the match now. Next point wins this map. And if Wright State wins this map, it is game over for the Minnesota School of Engineers, as they will try their hardest to maintain the ability of playing in this game with a chance to win, as sort of just exchanging blows at this point. Reaper versus Reaper, and the rest of the team. Reaper will TP out. Ender will get first pick on the Reaper, or on the Reaper. Zarya is isolated from her team. You just blow her up at this point. It is now DPS and tankless game. It is just the Moira who manages to get back with their Reaper. Moira range does not go that far, as if you're 1v1 on accrued ults at this point, but if you're Wright State, you're coming up on 3 of them, and if you're the Raiders, you are coming up on, as Dragon Blade will come out. It will not do anything, as the Zarya just rips him apart. You cannot deflect beams. However, 2 will go down, as the colors were a little bit messed up. Another fight victory for Wright State, as the Lucio tries to get back with team now. 80% on point for Wright State. Not really much they could do against this Bastion so far. You have to get touch if you are the Raiders. 95, 96, 7, 8, 9. There is an enemy on point, as Moira will come out as well. Devul will pick off the Zarya, and then he'll also get the Lucio. 2 fall. It is just the Genji alive. If you're Genji, you have to just sustain as long as you can, but Zar beams will kill you, as that will do it. I don't believe they can get another touch. They can't, as Wright State wins. It is 3-2, as Wright State will win this match against the Minnesota School of Engineers, as Verse Puma on the Reaper will get the ult here, or get the play of the game. Very, very good performance. Once Puma got off the Cassidy, it was kind of game over. Cassidy was just getting dove by the enemy team and then swarmed immediately, as they couldn't really do anything about it when it's a 1v5. However, it will not matter, as Wright State goes 3-0 in this match against the Minnesota School of Engineers, and they will take home a W to close off this week. As I would like to thank you for watching Wright State Esports, as I do a little bit of a quick check into Overwatch Green for 2 seconds. And Overwatch Green seems to still be in game. There will hopefully be good news to come out of that. And I would like to take a little bit more of an extended break Um, I will bring you back news from Wright State Green when possible. We will be right back. Unfortunately, things did not go over well as my Overwatch green team has unfortunately fallen against their opponent. Thank you all for watching Wright State Esports. We will see you again next Friday for Overwatch. Goodbye.